सर आप म्यूट पे हो।
Am I audible now?
Yeah.
Okay. So, can you see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay, great. So, just a minute, hold on. Okay, just a minute, hold on. Okay. So, agenda of today's meeting is how we can maximize our score in the CAT and how to perform well in LRDI. Okay, so these are the two topics we supposed to discuss today. So first, we'll discuss about LR and DI. Okay, so I hope everyone knows that LRDI section is, if you look in the recent years, so we can find out that it's a little bit difficult section. Difficult means in general it happens that time ends but question does not. Okay, and we can simply see that at a very lower score, you can get a very good percentile. It's not like quant that where you have to score very high. Yes. So if we look at the you can say past 2 or 3 years, we can find easily if you are scoring 8 questions, if you are able to solve 8 questions or in general 2 sets, you can score close to 80 to 90 percentile. And if you can manage 3 sets or you can say that 12 questions, your score go beyond 95, it may reach up to 97 or 98 percentile. Okay, so today we are going to discuss that how we can make at least 12 to 14 question in a cat paper so that we can reach in the range of 98 99 percentile. Okay, so the first and the very important thing about LRDI is this is the section where do not need any ज्ञान. Okay, इसमें आपको ज्ञान की बिल्कुल जरूरत नहीं है. No knowledge is needed at all. You just need to have a patience reading skills, and yes, you must be able to understand the content. That is the most important thing. Okay, so here I have taken you can say the past year paper. So this is cat 20 slot 1 paper. I'm starting with cat 20 slot 1. Okay, so I hope you can see the screen. So the most important thing about the LRDI is that you need to identify the correct sets which you need to attempt, because it is not like quant that you pick a question, you are not able to solve for a 5 or 6 minutes and then you quit, so you lose 2 minutes, 3 minutes, 4 minutes maximum. But LRDI is something different. Like on an average, if you'll take, it takes 10 to 15 minutes to solve a set. Okay, if your speed is good, you can do it even little bit earlier, but in general it takes 10 minutes to 40 minutes, 4 sets. Okay, and if you pick a wrong set and you wasted your 10 minutes or 12 minutes and you won't get the answer, so it becomes a very horrible scenario. In that case, it becomes very difficult to recover from this trauma that you have lost 15 minutes and you have not solved the question. Okay, because this is the kind of scenario I have seen in cat 2019, that I picked the set, I tried to solve, it took 12 minutes to me to solve the set, and after 12 minutes I found I'm not able to answer even a single question. Okay, so but I was managed to score still 99. But this, if this happens to a student, it becomes a disaster. Okay, so first look at the all the sets, it's very important. Like first 5 minutes you should give to identify which set you need to solve and which is the first one. Like you should pick three sets, that which three sets you need to solve. Okay, once you start looking, I'm telling you to look at for 5 minutes. Okay, I'm not saying कि just uh, scan the sites ki kaun se mein kya hai, which topic belongs to the set. Just look at this set, read some initial you can say the details, so that you can able to understand that what kind of variables are there, what kind of things they are asking there. So in that case you will be able to identify that which set you need to attempt. Okay, also it is a natural inclination of the students. Like if I need to pick, I'll always pick a question from DI, because I find I'm good at I more enjoy solving the data or the quant part. Okay, so but it varies from student to student that which sections you like more. For some students the arrangement questions are, you can say, seating arrangement questions are they like more. For some students they like the you can say set theory or Venn diagram likes more. So it depends the student to student as well, but it also depends upon the type of data given in the question. That's why I'm saying don't just look at the topic, because sometimes it happens कि you pick a DI set and it becomes, you can say, kind of impossible to solve. In every cat paper it happens. Like if there are five sets, okay, or six sets, so one to two sets will be there which are surely uh, uh, given with the intention that you are not able to solve that set. Like they are for your killing your time. That is the sole purpose of those questions. Okay, so you have to pick the right question, which is very important. So give first 5 minutes to scan the questions, identify that which sets you will solve, pick three sets, which three sets you will solve, and then make the order in which you will solve those questions. Okay. So this is the first question. I picked it. So let's begin with this. Okay. The local office of AAP CAB company evaluates the performance of five cable driver A, B, C, D, E. Okay, make it habit of you that in general when names are given, so do not try to read the entire name if more than one belongs to the similar, you can say, the alphabet. अगर सिमिलर है तो डिफरेंट है, बट अगर डिफरेंट है तो try to read like A, B, C, D, E rather than Arun, Varun, Chandan, because it's a kind of rhyming. Sometimes it's create confusion as well. Okay, they are monthly payment based on, you can say, these five parameters. So here is a office assign the rating from 1 to 5 each of these partner. Each rating is integer from low value 1 to high value 5. Okay. Then they find the average of these ratings, and then salary is in two parts, very standard practice. Like there is a fixed amount and then the bonus, and the bonus is given the formula. What is, how will they calculate the bonus? Also there are one more condition: to eligible for a bonus a driver also need to get a rating of 5 and at least 1. That is the one condition of the parameter. Also there is another condition: if a candidate do not get a rating 1 in any parameter, they won't be able to get the बोनस. तो बोनस में लेने के लिए 1 में नहीं जाना है और कम से कम एक 5 लेना पड़ेगा. Now here is some information given that Arun got rating 4 in P4, Varun got rating 3 in P1, C got rating 2 in P3, and so on. Okay, there is two additional facts are also known. Then A, B have got rating 5 in exactly one of the parameters. C got a rating of 5 in exactly two parameters. Okay, so C को दो में 5 मिला है, A and B को एक एक में 5 मिला हुआ है. None of the driver has got the same rating in three parameters. No one got same rating in three parameters. These two are the very important point which you should keep in your mind while solving the question. This is what we needed. Okay, let's begin with the question. If D does not get a bonus, what is the maximum possible value of his final rating? Okay, so the one thing is this, that rating are mutually exclusive. Like if a person get rating 1 in P1, for example, if Arun get rating 5 in P1, then Chandan can also get rating 5 in P1, because there is no such condition given. Their ratings are free from each other. So D does not get a bonus. What is the maximum possible value of final rating? Okay, this is a very common type of question when they ask you to minimize or maximize a thing. Okay, so what we need to maximize the score, but the condition, he should not get a bonus. Okay, so to not get a bonus, there is two possible condition. That one, he does not score 5 or he score 1. These two things. Okay, so D can do this in two ways. Like he does not score 5, so he can score maximum 4 in maximum two parameters, 3 in one parameter, and then rest may he can score 2. So this is the one condition. Another he can do, he got 3 in one, another get 5 in two, then 4 in one parameter and 1 in other parameter. So this is the two conditions where he does not get bonus and maximizes score. You can check the score. What is his score is 4 plus 4 8 plus 3 11 plus 3 14 plus 2 16, and here 5 10 14 17 18. I think this is the more. So the 18 out of 5, so the average will becomes 3.6. So he'll get a rating of 3.6, but he won't get any kind of, you can say, bonus. Is that clear to everyone? Or anyone has any issue with this? Am I audible to all of you people?
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Okay. But I'm the only audible person here. Okay. So I think it's clear to all. So this is a condition where this is very normal condition in LRDI set. You'll get definitely one or two question based on this, where you have to maximize or minimize something. Okay. Look at the second question. If E got the bonus, what is the minimum possible value of his score? Now he got a bonus and we need the minimum possible score. Okay. We know for bonus he cannot score 1, and he has to score in one section. So in one section he'll score 5. In two he score least possible score 2, and rest he have to score 3, because we know no one can score same points in three sections. So this is what the least possible he can score and still get a bonus. So it becomes 3 plus 3 6 plus 2 8 plus 2 10 plus 5 15, and in 5 subjects, so his score will be 3. So he'll score 3 and still get a bonus. Okay, let's move on to the next question. If all 5 drivers got a bonus, what is the minimum possible value of monthly payment that a driver get? Okay, so we need the minimum possible revenue. Okay, and uh, we also know that everyone is getting bonus. Okay, so with bonus, what we can do that the to minimize the score, like we have seen recently that E has to score 3 and still get a bonus. So if at 3 he scored the bonus, his total amount will be 1100, plus rating is 3. 11 plus 6 1700. Here we got one of the option. Here another we have 1600, which is less than this. So let's try to find out who can score less than this. So we know clearly one thing: if a person is getting a bonus, this is the least possible score for a person. So 5 plus 3 8 plus 3 11 13 14, मतलब 3 is the least rating. इससे कम नहीं हो सकता है. Okay, if 3 is the least rating, so If we talk about this person, he has got 1300 plus 3 rating per 3 into 150 becomes 450. So his least will be 750, 1750. His least will be 1700. His least will be 6 plus 12, 1800. And his person's least will be 10 plus 750, it means 1750. These are the least possible scores. Like it is not possible for his to score because he has to score at least 4 points here. So we have to remove at least one of the threes. So its score will be different. It becomes 3.2 into 250. Okay. So, but we were just talking ki what is the least possible. So 1700 is the least possible. Anyone can receive. No one can get less than this. Even we have that some people scored like C scored 5 in 2, so then his score might be increased because we have get already the one of the very least value, so we another check less than this value, so we are not trying to find out the exact score of other people. Okay, now we need the maximum possible score. Okay, so we know C is the person who can score 5 in 2 areas. Now, to maximize score, he can score 4 in 2 other areas. This is what the maximum score he can get. So total points will be 5, 10, 12 plus 8, 20. Means rating becomes 4 into 100. So it's a 400 plus 1400 total 1800. I think some other people can score more than this. Like B got 5 in just one. So in rest, he can score 4 in 2 and 3 in 1 to maximize score. Now we can see 3 plus 5, 8, 16, 19 points means 3.8 into 200. It becomes 760 and 1200. It becomes 1960, which is one of the option. Now we have to look at just one last option, which is 2050, if this is possible. So uh, D, let's look at D, how much D can score. Like D can score 5 in 2 sectors and 4 in 2 sectors. So this is the maximum possible score, which is 21. It's a 4.2 into 150 becomes 630 plus 1300 is 930. So not possible. D again will be the less than D in any how. Finally, we left with only A. So for maximum score, he can do this. He cannot score 5 in more than one sector. So total 19. So his maximum possible score is 3.8 into 250. So it becomes 950 and he has got 1000. So 1950. So out of the all the option, 1960 is the maximum possible he can get as a bone total salary. Okay, so you can see here we do not need any hard calculation or a difficult kind of thing. It's a basic, just read the question and try to imply whatever question is saying. Does anyone has any issue in this till now? No one. It's great. Okay, let's move on to the next set. It's a good one. In a certain board examination, students were to appear in examination in 5 subjects: English, Hindi, mathematics, science, and social science. Due to certain emergency situation, a few of examination could not be conducted for some students. Okay, that is an important condition here. And some students missed the examination and some other missed 2 examinations. So some students missed 1 examination and some missed 2 examinations. Nobody missed more than 2 examination, and the board adopted the following policy with awarding the marks to students. If students appeared in all the 5 subjects examination, then the marks. Okay. So all 5 में तो जो score है वही रहेगा. No issue with that. If a student gets only 1 examination, then he was average best 3. If someone is who missed 1 examination, he'll get a score among from best 3, and If someone missed two, then the marks awarded in each of these examination was the best two. Okay, so for example, look at this. Like if I talk about A, for example, ठीक है ना, if A miss Hindi and science both, okay, so his best subject will be English and mathematics. We don't have to count science. So in mathematics and English, his average score is 75. That's why he got 75 in Hindi and 75 in science. Is that clear? It is also possible that he is present in three sections. Let's see example Hindi, English, and mathematics. So average of these three sections is 75. So you'll get 75 in science as well. So I hope it is clear that how a person is getting a score. Okay, and this is all we need to solve this question set. Now we can look at the questions. Okay, there are some other condition as well given. Like first condition, the four of these students appear in each English, Hindi, science, and social science. Okay, so out of six, four people are there who has attempted all these four examinations. So they cannot miss more than one examination. Okay, the student who missed the mathematics exam did not miss any other examination. That is a very important point. The person who missed maths, he did not miss anything else. Okay. Okay, let's move on. One of the student who missed the Hindi examination did not miss any other examination. So one student is there who missed Hindi but did not miss anything else. Okay. Now, if we want to check who can be that student, so we can see like this. Suppose this student cannot miss Hindi in any case because his best three become 1985, 85. So he cannot miss Hindi alone. This student miss 80, again he cannot miss Hindi alone. This student cannot miss Hindi alone at any cost, we can see here. Okay, this students again cannot miss Hindi alone, we can see clearly, because the average of, if he missed Hindi alone, so okay, it is, I think, so the average should be the best three, 95 plus 80 and 60 should be 85, which is not there. Now we left with F. Can he miss Hindi only? Again, we can see in other sections his score is much higher, so it is not possible him to miss Hindi only. So now we can see A is the person who missed Hindi only. Is that clear to all? So A is the only person possibly who can miss Hindi only. So he missed this section. Let's highlight this section that he missed Hindi only. No. Oh, why is it not working? Okay, let me use red color. So he missed Hindi. And he attempted all the subject rest. We got this from the first point. The other who missed the Hindi examination also missed science examination. So definitely we know if a student missed two sections, so he has to score equal marks in both the sections. So we can look clearly in Hindi and science, a student's equal scoring is Deep only. Okay, so Deep has to miss these two examinations. Okay, now there is one more point. Four of these students, ये तो हो गया. The student who missed mathematics examination did not miss any other examination. So we can let's try to find out who can miss the maths examination. Like we can see This cannot miss maths examination. He has to attempt. Okay. This cannot maths. Okay, this can miss maths examination. This cannot miss the maths examination because 100 cannot be the average of other. Similarly, we can see 95 cannot be the average of other. Here we can also see 78 cannot be the average of others. It is not possible. Okay. Other three, top three लेना पड़ेगा because 83, 88 और 83 का average जो होगा will be higher than 78. So it's not possible. So the only person who can miss maths is Carl. This is the person who missed the maths only, and he has to attempt rest all sections. So he has to present in all other sections. Okay. Okay. We know that four of the person has attempted the Hindi. So it means we clearly can see that all these are present in Hindi. Let's see some other subjects. Let's move on towards the question. The first is who among the following did not appear for the mathematics examination? We got the answer. It is Carl who did not appear for the maths examination. Now, which student did not appear for the English examination? Look at the English. We don't know yet who has missed the English. So let us try to find out. Like B cannot miss English examination because it is not the average of anything at all. So B cannot miss English. Again, we can see D cannot miss English examination because 70 is not an average. Okay. Now E and F are, because we know only four people attempted these sections, so two people has to miss English. So E and F both miss the English. Move on to the next one. What best can be concluded about the students who did not appear for the Hindi examination? We know for Hindi examination, A and D was not appear. So we have answer A and D, both missed in the examination. Next, science examination, they are talking about who missed. That one we know D has been missed the science examination. Along with D, we have to check who other person can miss the science. Okay. So here 85 is a possible option that he can miss science. Now 60 cannot miss the science, as 60 cannot be the average of other numbers. We can see other numbers are much higher. Here 88 cannot be the average of other number because this is the highest one. So now we clearly know that B and D, these are the two people who has to miss the examination of science. So we get D and B. Okay, need not to do anything, no solve, not need to prepare any table or anything else. You can solve this question orally. I hope, is it clear to all? Okay, let's try to move on to, okay, here we have some more questions. How many out of the six students missed exactly one examination? Now let's try to find out if we can do something more. Yes. Now we know that four people missed the social science as well. So let's try to find out who else can miss. So B can miss. We don't know yet anything whether he missed or not. And definitely D cannot miss. D has to attempt. We know E cannot miss. E has to attempt. So the only possibility, because we know two people has missed the examination of social science. So these two people should be B and F. What was the question here? How many out of six students miss exactly one examination? Now look at, so A missed just one examination. A is the correct one. B missed two. C is again missed only one examination. D missed two. E again missed just one examination, and F missed two. So we can say there are three students who missed exactly one examination. Last one. For how many students can be defined about the which examination these miss? So we can answer about all six students who attempt which paper and who missed which examination. So this was a question, six question set, and we need not to do anything. We just get the answer for all the sets. So this is what I was talking about, that we have to choose the correct set. Okay, let's move on to the next set. Okay, 1,000 participants currently suffering from disease was selected to study the effectiveness of the treatment of four types of medicines A, B, C, D. These patients were first randomly assigned into two groups of equal size. Okay, so we have group of two groups of 500 each, 500 in first group and 500 in second group, called treatment group and control group. Okay, it is treatment group. This is the control group. Make it a habit when you got some information, just note it down. Okay, the patients in control group were not treated in any of these medicines. ठीक है, instead they were given dummy medicines called placebo, containing only sugar and starch. The following information note about the patient of treatment group. ओके, तो कंट्रोल ग्रुप का हमारे पास ये है कि इनको कोई मेडिसिन नहीं है, मेडिसिन इन्हीं के लिए गई है, और फर्दर इंफॉर्मेशन अगेन वी हैव फॉर द ट्रीटमेंट ग्रुप. टाइप ए, ओके, टाइप ए 250 है, 200 टाइप सी, ओके, ए 250, सी 200. 25 patients were treated with type A medicine only. Okay, so now we can see clearly, हमको समझ में आ गया ये. There are some patients who are treated with only one medicine, and some has treated with more than one, and we have it's a uh, four different variables here. So we understand this is the question based on the Venn diagram of four type. Okay, so Venn diagram, whenever you are getting question more than three variables, it's clear that question should be very easy type. Okay, in most of the cases you just have to fill the values in a graph and or Venn diagram, you get the answer. So this is how we draw a four type of Venn diagram. If someone don't know, look at this, because if you find this question, this is a bonus for your examination. You need not to do anything. So we'll do like A, B, C, and D. The value of A is 250. Value of C is 200. Only A is 25. This is the zone. Only A is, it is 25. So this is 25. So this, always try to eliminate all the points, like you have note down all the information on the point first here. So you need not to read this again. So put a cross here. Okay, 20 treated type A medicine only, 20 patients were treated with type C only medicine, and 10 patients were treated with type D only. Now again, this point has been eliminated. We have got all the information related to this. Next point, 35 were treated with type A and type D medicines only. So A and D only bola hai, so we have to find where is the section where only A and D presents. So I think this is the section where only A and D present. Okay, B is not there as well as C is not there. So the value of is here 35. 20 patients were treated with type A and type B medicines only. So type A and B only, it's a 20. 30 were treated type A and C only. So this is, we can see the A and C only will be here. It is 30. So 30 patients were treated type A and C only. 20 were treated with type D, C and D only. So we can see C and D only. Here is the part, and how many is there? 20. 100 patients were treated with exactly three types of medicine. So exactly three वाला कहाँ पर आएगा? You can look at. Let's see. I am giving this number A. This is B. This is C, and this is D. These are only one, only three type. Yeah, or sorry, exactly three type. A plus B plus C plus D is equals to 100. Next, 40 treated type A, B, C, but not with medicine of type D. Okay, so 40 are there treated with A, B, and C, but not D. So we can see clearly A, B, and C, but not D is A. So the A becomes 40. Okay, you can also put this value here. So this is 40. Move on to the next information. 20 patients were treated with medicine A, B, and D, but not B. Sorry, A, C, and D, but not B. So we can see A, C, and D, but not B. It is B. So the value of this is 20. So value of B becomes 20. Further, 50 patients were given all four types of medicine. So this is 50, and 75 were treated with exactly one type of medicine. So exactly one type, we can see 25 plus 20, 45 plus 10, 55. So it has to be 20. We also get the information related to this. Now this is done here. Now we know the value, whatever values we know. So now we can find out again the value of D, as we know that this entire should be the sum equals to 250. A is 250. Already we have get values here. 25 plus 30 55 plus 20 75 plus 40 115 plus 35 150 200 220. It's a total 300, so it means 250. So D has to be 30. Also, we know A plus B plus C plus D is 100. So 20 plus 40 70 60 plus 30 90. So C have to be 10. Now, in C, you have just one block left. So you can also find the value of this block. So let us try to find this. 3 plus 4 7 plus 2 9 plus 2 11 12 17 plus 2 19. So this becomes 10. Now, this is something which is unknown because we don't know how many patients were there total in D. We don't know yet. But yes, we know one clear thing, that total there are 500 patients who has to give some of the one or the other medicine. So it means the sum of all these should be 500. Now we know the sum of this A is 250. So 20, 30, 40, 60, 80, and 10, 90. So 250 plus 90, 340. So this has to be 160. Okay, now it is done. Now we can answer all the questions. So this was only we needed to know, and the set is done now. How many patients were treated with type B medicine? So we can simply add these. So it's 3 plus 5, 8 for 12, 14, 16, 17, 18 plus 16, 340. So it becomes 340. Next, the number of patients who were treated with medicine type B, C, and D, but not type A. So this is B, C, and D, but not A. And this is 10. Next, B and D only. So this is the B and D only. This is 160. Finally, type D was, so we need to find out this. So 2 plus 5, 7, 8, 10, 11 plus 16, 27 plus 3, 30. So 335. This number becomes 335. So this is the way we can solve the questions, and you can see easily we did not solve any equation till now. We have not done any kind of calculation. It was just reading the question and applying. And we have done with 14 questions in CAT slot 1. Okay, and you can see here our time limit. I don't think the time is more than 30 to 35 minutes. Still we left 5 minutes, which I said you initially give 5 to 7 minutes for the scanning of set. So if you scan a set properly, if you can identify which sets we need to solve, okay, the things becomes easier for you. Do not rush in the examination. Do not worried about to solve each and every questions. Just need to pick a three set. That will be a very handsome score. Three sets will easily give you 99 percentile. If one of the set belongs to six have six question, if your total questions becomes 14 out of 26, so no doubt you scored at least 99 percentile. Okay, so this is the set one from CAT slot 1 2020. Now let's look at some of the questions from CAT slot 2 2020. We can do with any CAT paper. Like everywhere you find some easy questions, just pick those easy questions and things becomes easy for you. Okay, this I think the easiest set in this set. The 25 colored beds are to be arranged in a grid comprising 5 rows and 5 columns. So for this type questions, always do as they are saying at their very first stage. Just a minute. I'll sorry. Hello. Yes. Good afternoon. Hello. Hello. Yeah, बोलिए. बताइए. अह, ठीक है. नहीं नहीं और एक स्टूडेंट बेटा मेरी अभी क्लास चल रही है. आई एम राइट नाउ बिजी. ओके, और 1 बजे तक मेरी क्लास चलेगी. ठीक है. ओके, आई विल डू दैट. दैट विल बी ओके. Sorry for interruption. So this is the first one thing you should do. Whenever we are creating a set or we are solving a table for a set, so whatever circumstances they are giving, if they are saying 6 people are sitting in a circle, make a circle. Try to make as possible as that they are that is equals to the circle, and the people who are sitting opposite should be diametrically opposite. So this does not add any kind of confusion. Okay, so this is what condition given. Each grid must contain exactly one bed. Okay, exactly one. Each bed is colored either red, blue, or green. Okay, while arranging the beds along any or the 5 rows or along any of the 5 columns, the rules are given below. So here are some rules for the arrangements. Two adjacent beds along the same row or same column are always of different color. Okay, same row or same column, but diagonally can be same. That's the important point. But row or column should be different. Move on. If at least there is at least one green bed between two blue, there has to be at least one green. This is a very important point. Along with same row or same column. So this is very important point. We have to keep it in mind. Next, there is at least one blue and at least one green bed between two red beds. Yes. So this is also an important point. So these two important conditions we need to keep it in mind. And now we can solve the set. Need not to do anything at all. Okay. But every unique complete arrangement of 25 bytes is called configuration. ठीक है, इस पूरे अरेंजमेंट को हम कॉन्फ़िगरेशन बोलते हैं। चलो फर्स्ट क्वेश्चन नंबर 27, लुक एट दिस। द टोटल नंबर ऑफ possible configuration using beds of only two color is. So one thing is clear, if we are taking only two colors, red cannot be there, because if red is there, then we have to have blue and green as well, both. So it is not possible that we can have red only. Okay, so red only color we cannot take, because what will happen if we take just one bed of red? Okay, so we have to take four of other type. So four of other type, is it not possible in a row that four things are there and none of the four are adjacent? ठीक है, पांच में से चार होंगी तो कोई ना कोई तो, okay, okay, I think I have taken one extra. Okay, इसको मैं डार्क कर देता हूँ, so it becomes, okay, now we have 5 by 5. So red is not possible. The only possibility is green or blue. So for example, I started here with green. I have to put blue here and blue here. And if blue is there, green has to be there. If blue is there, green has to be there. If both the places green, blue has to be there. You can see clearly that we have, if we put one box here, other one bed here, the other bed has to be in the only possible order. There is no other possibility. Okay. Okay, so we have only choice to fill this place. So there is two possibility, fill this place with either with green or with blue, but with red it is not possible. So we have only two possibilities here. Is that clear to all? Okay, let's move on to the next question. What is the maximum possible number of red beds can be appeared in any configuration? So now we need to maximize the red color, and we know clearly if you put a red here, we cannot put red in another two, so we have to put red here, minimum possibility. Now in this row, if we put red here, we have to put red, this is the only place. For the third row, we cannot put red here, we cannot put red here, we have to put red here. Now again, it's red, and then red, and finally red and red. So this is the maximum possible we can put. These are 9, not more than 9 are possible. Okay, and why I left at least two places? Because between two reds we have to put green and blue both. So that's why I have leave two places here. It was the condition, at least one blue and one green should be there. Okay, now move on to the next question. Minimum number of blue in this configuration. So blue we need to minimize. So definitely we have to maximize the red and green. So we first minimize the red earlier. Let's maximize the green now. So we have to put two green here. We have to put two green hairs. We can put two green hairs. We another put one. Okay. We cannot put green here. Okay, it's not possible. So this is what, these are the places where we can put the green maximum possibility. Now we have to put blue at the remaining places. So how many places? It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, and 7. Let me check if this is possible, because in these two we put just 1. So let me try to make it again. Okay. Our priority is maximize red and okay. We have to put red here and red here, red here and red here. This is something we cannot change. Now we have to put green in this, and the only possible way is green have to put here. No other way possible. Is there anything else we can do with? Okay, this is the one configuration we have done. There is one more possibility that we can check. So this is the one. Here we have to put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 blue. Let's check another if less than 7 is possible. So just erase all these. That would be. Now first we put to the red. We'll maximize the red. Let's begin red with here. This is the red we have maximized. Now let us try to maximize the second color, which is green, because we need the blue to be minimum. Blue to minimum, so we'll put the green at the maximum. Okay, if we put green here, now we have two different options. Maybe in दोनों options में हमको अलग अलग आंसर मिल जाए. Let's see, do it here. This is the maximum possible greens we can put, two in each row. Now, how many places left for blue? Now we can count these places for blue. So it is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Okay. So minimum number of B we have to put is 6. It cannot be less than 6, because in anyhow in this row, in the third row, we cannot put more than 1 R. If we put 1 R, we cannot put less than 2, more than 2G, and then we have to put 2 blue as well. So minimum number will become 6. Okay. Look at the last question. Here they have given us a specific condition that where we have to put these beds. So first they have given us condition. Okay, red beds placed second row, third column. So it's a second row, third column, and third row, second column. It is 2 reds are given. How many more red beds can be placed so that the maximize the number of red be used? Red we need to maximize. Now we can see in this we cannot put any other red. Okay, it's not possible to put any other red. In this we can put red here. Now let's move on to this. If we put red in this, only possible places, these are the only possible places, and in this is the only possible place where we can put red. And again we have 1 and 1 2 places. So total 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8. 8 are possible, but 2 already has been put. This is a very important thing, because sometimes student can answer 8, but they are asking how many more. So total are 8, initial were 2, so we have put 6 more, not 8 more. So the correct answer will be 6 more is what we can put. Okay. So is that clear to all? Okay. Let's move on to the next set. This is again very easy one set. You just have to read and fill this table and that's all done. Chain of department store has outlet in Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore and Kolkata. Delhi, Mumbai, Bangalore and Kolkata. The sales are categorized by its three department: apparel, electronics and home decor. Apparel, electronics, home decor. An account has been asked to prepare a summary of 2018 and 2019 sales amount for an internal report. He has collated partial information and prepared the following table given additional information home. So this is what the table given. Additional information we can get from this place. Okay, let's try to use this. I think it will be better now. The sales amount of apparel department was the same for Delhi and Kolkata in 2018. The 2018 apparel department, Delhi and Kolkata, both are same, which we take as X. The sales amount of apparel department was the same for Mumbai and Bangalore in 2018. Apparel में मुंबई और बेंगलुरु का भी सेम है. Let's see, this is Y and this is again Y. This sales amount matches the sales amount of apparel department in Delhi in 2019. Okay. तो दिल्ली in 2019 में जो हुआ है उससे मैच कर रहा है, तो this also has to be Y. Read this statement complete. The sales amount of apparel departments were the same for Mumbai and Bangalore in 2018, and this sales amount matches the sales amount of apparel department for Delhi in 2019. So these three becomes equal, which is why. The sales amount in home decor department were the same for Mumbai and Kolkata in 2018. So it's in Mumbai. Let's see K, and Kolkata again K for 2018. It's done. Next, the sum of sales amounts of four electronic departments increased by the same amount as the sum of sales amount of four apparel department in 2018-19. Okay. So 18 से 19 तक जितना अमाउंट अपैरल में बढ़ा है, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स में भी सेम ही अमाउंट बढ़ा है. सो वी कैन क्लियरली से कि इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स में हमें दिया हुआ है कितना अमाउंट बढ़ा है. ठीक है. So electronics में we can see here, we can see increment is 20, 20, 40, minus 20 and 20. So total increment becomes 40. So this is what we have to keep it in mind कि टोटल इंक्रीमेंट अपैरल में भी जो हुआ है वो 40 ही हुआ होगा, इलेक्ट्रॉनिक्स में भी 40 ही हुआ है. ओके. द टोटल सेल्स अमाउंट ऑफ फोर होम डेकोर डिपार्टमेंट इंक्रीज बाय 70 करोड़. ओके. होम डेकोर में टोटल जो इंक्रीमेंट हुआ है वो 70 करोड़ का हुआ है फ्रॉम 18 to 19. So we have the sum in 19. 19 is 100, 170, 250, 306. So 306 है होम डेकोर में, 2009 में. तो होम डेकोर में 2008 में जो अमाउंट होगा इससे 70 कम होगा, इट शुड बी 236. Move on to the next point. The sales amount in home decor department of Delhi and Bangalore each increased by 20 crore. Okay, this is important. The sales amount in home decor Delhi और Bangalore दोनों में 20 करोड़ बढ़ा है, तो here it should be 80, and Bangalore में again it has increased by 20, so it should has to be 60. Now we know the sum of home decor in 2018 has to be 236, out of which we have got 80 plus 60, 140. So k plus k, 2k should be 236 minus 180, sorry, 140. It should be 96. So value of k becomes 48 each. I think so it has to be 48 in each. Okay, now move on. The sales amount in the apparel department of Delhi and Bangalore each increased by the same amount in 2000. अपैरल में सेम बढ़ा है दिल्ली एंड बंगलोर में. ओके, दिल्ली एंड बेंगलोर में. ठीक है. ओके, द से the sales amount of apparel department from Delhi and Bangalore each increased by the same amount of from 2018. ठीक है, अभी हमको पता नहीं कितना बढ़ा है, but both has to be same. The sales amount from apparel department of Mumbai and Kolkata also each increased by the same. Okay, apparel में मुंबई एंड कोलकाता, कोलकाता में जितना बड़ा है और मुंबई में भी उतना ही बढ़ेगा. चलो जाने दो, whatever. So this is the all information given. Now, okay, तो करना पड़ेगा. Let us try to solve something what they are asking in question. First, in home decor department of which cities was the sales amount the highest in 2018 and 19 respectively. तो होम डेकोर में हाईएस्ट पूछा है, तो 18 में हाईएस्ट हमको दिख रहा है दिल्ली एंड बेंगलोर दोनों का सेम है. सॉरी, 18 में दिल्ली में हाईएस्ट है और 19 में भी दिल्ली में ही हाईएस्ट है. तो आंसर शुड बी दिल्ली होम डेकोर में. Apparel in Mumbai. Okay, so now we have to solve this. We cannot do anything else apart from this. तो हम देखते हैं टोटल 18 में सेल्स हमारे पास कितना है. यहाँ पर उसने जो बोला है इंपॉर्टेंट वो मैं आपको बता देता हूँ. ये जो दो लास्ट वाला जो पॉइंट था, 7th पॉइंट, हमें इसको यूज करना ही पड़ेगा अभी. इसके बगैर हमारा क्वेश्चन आगे नहीं बढ़ पाएगा. So let us try to apply the point number 7. What it was saying. It is saying, okay, so it is saying Delhi and Bangalore each increased by the same amount. Okay, तो दिल्ली में x था. लेट्स सी जो इंक्रीमेंट है वो p है. देन x प्लस p इक्वल्स टू y. दिस इज 180. ठीक है. नाउ अगेन, नाउ व्हाट वी आर सेइंग, दिल्ली में उतना हुआ है, बेंगलोर इज अगेन इंक्रीज बाय द सेम. सो बेंगलोर में जो नई सेल होगी दिस शुड बी y प्लस p. ओके, क्योंकि दिल्ली में जितना बड़ा है p बड़ा है तो बेंगलोर में भी p ही बड़ा होगा. आगे, the sales amount travel department Mumbai and Kolkata also increased by the same amount in 2019 from 2018. ओके, मुंबई और कोलकाता में भी आप देखो तो मुंबई में जितना बड़ा है, ठीक है, मुंबई में मुझे नहीं पता है, एक अलग वेरिएबल डाल देते हैं अगर हम. ओके, ठीक है, तो मैंने मान लिया कि जो कोलकाता में इंक्रीमेंट है दिस इज z. सो x प्लस z इक्वल्स टू 54. ठीक, जो इंक्रीमेंट है वो z है, तो यहां पर भी इंक्रीमेंट z ही होगा, तो ये इंक्रीमेंट हो जाएगा y प्लस z. ओके, नाउ वी आर स्टक. व्हाई वी आर स्टक? ओके, देखिए टोटल इंक्रीमेंट कितना हुआ है. वी कैन सी दैट x प्लस y प्लस y प्लस x. सो टोटल 2018 में जो टोटल सेल्स थी वो थी 2x प्लस 2y. एंड 2019 जो टोटल सेल्स हो रही है ये है y and y plus p, and here we have y plus z, and finally plus 54. Can we do something? Don't know yet. So y plus p plus z plus 54 equals to 2x. So this is stucking. Let's try to move on to the next question. Among all 12 departments, what was the maximum percentage increase in sales amount from 2018 to 2019? Okay. Here we can say the increment, you can see clearly 48 से 72 हो गया, तो this increment is 50%. Among the options we can see अच्छा, there is one more option which is 75%. So let's see if possible to increase by 75% for someone. Okay. So now until we get the value of x and y, we won't be able to in move in this set further. So let's try to do some more research if we have. But yes, here we need to take care that we cannot spend much time here. If we won't get answer in next 1 or 2 minutes, we have to leave this site whatever happens here. Okay, so do not has a personal grudge with any, you can say, set. If it is giving answer, it is fine. If it's not giving answer, you have to move on. Huh. Okay, total increment is 40. This is what we know. Home decor department, the sales amount of apparel department in Delhi, यही बच रहा है point. Total amount of home decor department in Delhi, Bangalore is increased by 20 crores. So I think I'm stuck here. So if I'm stuck here, I'll prefer to leave the questions and move further. Just I'll read the last question as well if I can solve based on the given data. The total sales amount in crore rupees on chain for the chain of the departmental store. So we don't know the value of x and y. So until we get the value of x and y, I cannot answer this question. So I'll simply say I have to leave this question further. So this is what happens with LR. If you pick a wrong set, if even a one data missing, your entire set is doomed. So we could answer only one question from this set, and now we have to move on to the next set, and that is what something happens in examination which no one can avoid, and you must always be ready that if you miss some set, you have to leave that one. That's all that. So let's look at this set. What this is saying. This is about an election. Several candidates contest in the constituency. In every constituency, the winning candidate was the one who pulled the highest number of voters. The first runner-up was the one who pulled the second highest number of votes. The second runner-up, okay, only was ties. So first important point, there is no ties. And the secured deposit of some of the money that candidate requires to be paid the election commission before he or she is permitted to cast. Only the defeated candidates, that is one who not winning candidates, who fails to secure more than one-sixth of the valid votes polled in the constituency, lose their security deposit. Okay, जमानत जब्त हो जाएगी. You understand this? Security deposit उनका lose हो जाएगा. So each one has to secure one-sixth of the total votes in order minimum this much to gain the retain the security deposit. There is one more very important point here, which sometimes students miss. Only the defeated candidates, okay, only defeated candidates will lose the his security deposit. That's all done. Here is some of the information like number of candidates दे रखे हैं, so we can see clearly कितने कितने candidates हैं. Total number of valid votes are also given. D में total number of valid votes are not given. Next, the number of votes polled were the winning candidates. Winning candidates को कितने मिले? We know only for A and B. C and D we do not know. First runner up, second runner up, person vote for the third runner up. That's all done. Let's begin with the question. First, some additional facts are also known there. The first runner-up polled 10,000 votes more than the second runner-up in constituency A. So this is the first runner-up. So second runner-up must have scored 85,000 votes, which is 10,000 less than this one. So this point is done. Next, none of the candidates who contested in the constituency lost their security deposit. C में no one lost their security deposit means 6,30,000 votes हैं. So everyone has to score more than this, like 1,05,000. Everyone has to score more than these number of votes, whatever happens. Sorry, 1,20,005. Once, okay, 1,600. ठीक है. No one has to score less than this. Each has to score more than this. This is a very important point. Next one. The difference of votes polled by any pair of candidates is constituency was at least 1,000, 10,000. Okay. So no one will score more than 1 lakh, and the difference between any two is more than 10,000. Next, the winning candidates of constituency D polled 5% of valid votes. Okay. More than the first runner-up. Okay. तो ये रहा फर्स्ट रनर-अप. ओके, तो वैलिड वोट जितने भी होंगे उस इससे 5% ज्यादा इसके होंगे. फॉर एग्जांपल, इफ ही स्कोर्ड 20%, so he has to score 25%, but we don't know what is the total sum. So this is an important point. So we can write here, if this is X%, this has to be X plus 5%. This is the important point. Let's move on. All the candidates who lost their security deposit while contesting for this constituency put together polled 35% of votes. Okay. So 35% votes मिलेंगे किनको? जितने लोगों की भी सिक्योरिटी डिपॉजिट चला गया है. So we can see here clearly one thing कि थर्ड मैक्सिमम ये 3 बच सकते हैं, बाकी इसके बाद वाले सबको सिक्योरिटी डिपॉजिट अपना लॉस्ट करना पड़ेगा. ठीक है. सो मैक्सिमम ये 3 बच सकते हैं जिनके पास 65% वोट हो सकते हैं टोटल का. ठीक है. डन. नाउ कैलकुलेशन अब हम बाद में करेंगे फर्दर. फर्स्ट लेट्स मूव ऑन टुवर्ड्स द क्वेश्चन व्हाट दे आर आस्किंग. सो द फर्स्ट, what is the percentage of votes polled in total by all the candidates who lost their security deposit while constituting for constituency A? Okay, तो A में कितने लोग हैं जिन्होंने अपना सिक्योरिटी डिपॉजिट लॉस किया, उनको टोटल कितने परसेंट वोट्स मिले हैं? ओके, Acha, just look at that how much votes the people who has given has secured. So 2,75,000 plus 95,000, 370 plus 85, it's a 455,000. This is the a number of votes these three people has got. What is the remaining votes? We can see clearly 45,000 votes are remaining. And a candidate who does not lose his deposit has to secure at least one sixth of this, which is close to 83,000, like 5,000, 5 lakh upon 6, it becomes 83,333. So this person will not lose, but definitely इसके नीचे जितने ही बचेंगे they all has to lose their डिपॉजिट, क्योंकि अब वोट्स बचे हैं 45,000 आउट ऑफ 5,000, 5 लाख। टोटल वोट्स जो बचे हैं ये हैं 9%। जिसको भी मिलेंगे वो सब हारेंगे ही, उनकी सिक्योर डिपॉजिट चला जाएगा। तो टोटल 9% वोट्स होंगे उन लोगों के जिनका सिक्योर डिपॉजिट चला जाएगा फॉर कंस्टिट्यूएंसी ए। इज दैट क्लियर टू ऑल? ओके, नेक्स्ट, for how many candidates who contested in constituency B lost their security deposit? अब देखो constituency B में हम अगर देखें तो this is the first person's vote, or you can see the winner's vote, and we can see clearly that to regain the security deposit a person has to score close to 54,000 votes, which no one is getting, even winner is not getting. So every person except the winner, because it was condition here only the defeated candidate. So winner, however, he scored less than one sixth of total number of votes, he won't lose his security deposit. Rest all 11 people will lose their security deposit. Okay, is that clear? Okay, move on. What best can be concluded about the number of votes polled by the winning candidate in constituency C? So let's talk about constituency C. We know that a person who scored minimum is 1,05,000. Next can score minimum 1,10,000, 5 minimum. Next 1,20,000 and 5, 1,30,000 and 5, 1,40,000 and 5। ये सब लिस्ट है अभी। इन सब सारे वोट्स का सम कितना हो गया है अभी हमारे पास? ओके, एक मिनट, देयर इज वन मोर थिंग आई हैव टू चेक इन द क्वेश्चन। वी नीड मोर देन वन सिक्स्थ ऑफ वोट्स। सो 1,005 से मोर चाहिए पड़ेगा, सॉरी 1,05,000 से। सो 6 सबको करना पड़ेगा, सारे 5 को हमें। So this becomes already 600,600,30, which are the total number of votes. There is no extra votes left for. So winner has to secure 1,400,006 votes, and that's all we can do here. So the answer for this is 1,400,006. There is no other possibility. So the important point was more than chahiye tha. It won't work if someone score one sixth of votes. Okay. Next, what is the total number of valid votes polled in constituency D? Okay. So here we are having a good question. D. इसके लिए now we need little bit calculation here, I think, because D के बारे में अभी हमारे पास information नहीं है. Okay. These three मिलाकर okay हमें बट ये पता है कि ये तीनों मिलाकर 65% हो रहे हैं. Okay. Let me take okay 20, 25, 30. इट वोंट वर्क, 20 25 30 नहीं चलेगा. Okay, so I simply take a number which was not, I'm saying it was correct, I just took a random number. So I took, suppose this is 20%, so and this is 25 and this is 30. So their sum is becoming 75, but we know their sum is 65. So we have to reduce this number by 10%. Okay, so it won't work. So 30,000 cannot be 20%, क्योंकि ये 20 है तो ये 25 हो जाएगा ऑटोमेटिक, वी नो. तो 13,000 has to be less than 20%. It means total votes has to be more than 1,50,000. Okay, we have only one option more than 1,50,000, so it's 175. Okay, let me make you clear once again. I just took a random number. Like I know if I take this 30,000 as 20%, so 37,500 becomes 25%. Okay, and we know that this has to be further 5% point more, so it has to be 30%. Their sum is becoming 75%, but it was already mentioned that the lose, जिन लोगों ने lose किया है, इनका सम जो है ये 35 है, तो इनके वोट्स जो है वो 65 से ज्यादा नहीं हो सकते थे. ओके, सो इनको 65 से हमें कम रखना है, और 65 से 65 ही रखना है एग्जैक्टली. तो 65 रखना है, तो ये सम 75 आ गया, तो जो कि गलत है. इसका मतलब है कि दिस 30,000 हैज टू बी लेस देन 20%. तो टोटल वोट्स 1,50,000 से ज्यादा हमें चाहिए पड़ेंगे, और वी हैव ओनली ऑप्शंस, so need not to do anything else, and we got our answer. Next, the winning margin is defined as the difference between the both winner and the first runner up. ठीक है, which of the following cannot be the list of constituencies in the decreasing order of winning margin. विनिंग मार्जिन देखते हैं. देखो, वी नो यहाँ पर डेफिनेटली विनिंग मार्जिन जो है वो 10,000 का है. यहाँ पर जो है विनिंग मार्जिन तो बहुत ही स्ट्रांग है, वी नो क्लियरली बहुत ज्यादा है. ठीक है, दिस विनिंग मार्जिन, तो ए हैज टू बी एट फर्स्ट प्लेस. कुछ भी हो जाए, ए के आसपास कोई भी नहीं आ सकता. सो दिस विल बिगिन विथ ए. अच्छा, इंक्रीजिंग ऑर्डर चाहिए तो इट हैज टू बी एंड विथ ए. डन, इसमें हमें कुछ भी नहीं करना है अभी. नाउ अभी हमारे पास कौन है? देखो, सी का हमें डेफिनेटली पता है कि सी का विनिंग मार्जिन जो है वो 10,000 है. ठीक है, अब डी में देखते हैं. देखो, डी में हम ऑलरेडी पता कर चुके हैं कि टोटल नंबर ऑफ 1,75,000 है, और विनिंग मार्जिन 5% है, तो इट बिकम्स 8,750. So we have the winning margin of D, we have the winning margin of C, A is the last one, C और D इसी ऑर्डर में ही रहेंगे. A यहां पर है. नाउ B इन तीनों में से किसी भी प्लेस पर आ सकता है, वी डोंट नो. लेट्स ट्राई टू फाइंड आउट B में हम क्या कर सकते हैं. देखो, B में टोटल नंबर ऑफ वोट्स जो है वो 3,25,000 है. ठीक है, विनर के पास इतने आ गए. अब जो सेकंड रनर अप होगा उसके पास हो सकता है 4875 हो, एक वोट कम हो इससे. दैट इज द पॉसिबिलिटी. व्हाट इज द वर्स्ट केस पॉसिबिलिटी? जब जब हम सेकंड रनर अप को लीस्ट पॉसिबल देंगे. तो सेकंड रनर अप को लीस्ट पॉसिबल देंगे तो हम क्या कर सकते हैं? हम ये कर सकते हैं कि ये जितने भी ये वोट्स हैं सारे कैंडिडेट्स में इक्वली डिवाइड कर दें. लाइक कितने वोट्स बचे हैं? 325 माइनस 48750, तो इट बचेगा, it's at 276,250. If we divide these votes equally among all 11 people, it will becomes close to 25,000 each. If each person will get 25,000 votes, so the margin will becomes 48 minus 25 is close to 18,000. So B can be anywhere between, like we have three places, like A at the top, C and D. That was in that order, and B can be in any places in these three. So now we have to look at the option, that which option is not correct. अच्छा, उसने पूछा है, कैन नॉट पूछा है, ये ध्यान रखना है. सो ए लास्ट में आएगा, सारे ओके हैं. सी के बाद डी. देखो अभी हमको पता है कि डी पहले आएगा और सी बाद में आएगा. इट शुड बी डीसी. डीसी है, डीसी है, डीसी है. This is the only option which is saying CD, so this has to be the wrong one. Is that okay? Now, the finally question number 50. For all four constituencies taken together, what was the approximate number of votes polled by all the candidates who lost their secret deposit, expressed as a percentage of total valid votes from these four constituencies? Okay, good. तो अब हमें निकालना है कि जितने भी लूजर्स हैं उनको जो टोटल वोट्स मिले हैं वो कितना हो रहे हैं. सो वी ऑलरेडी नो. देखते हैं कितना इंफॉर्मेशन हमारे पास है, कितना हम उसमें ऐड कर सकते हैं. द फर्स्ट थिंग, इट वी नो दैट इन द फर्स्ट टोटल 45,000 पीपल लॉस्ट. इन सेकेंड जितने भी वोट्स हैं इनके अलावा, दैट बिकम्स 2,76,250. दे ऑल लॉस्ट देयर डिपॉजिट्स. फिफ्थ में डिपॉजिट लूज किसी ने भी नहीं किया है, सी में. और डी में डिपॉजिट लूज करने वाले 1,75,000 का 35% है. So this is the total people who lost their votes. Now we also have the calculator. So for some calculation we can use calculator. So 35 into 1,75,000. Multiply करना ही पड़ेगा. 8750 it becomes 05216. The total this is what total number of votes. Total number of votes of people who lost their security deposit. Now, total number of votes available was 5 plus 6, 11 plus 3, 14 plus 2, 17 lakh. So now we can calculate it is close to 22%. Look at the options. We have the closest one 23.54 and 23.91. So the best strategy here is just try to divide this one, which is closer. 23.9 अगर हम करेंगे, ओके 23 पे तो पहुंच नहीं रहा है, थोड़ा सा कम है. So here do some calculation little bit more carefully, and this is how we are done with this set as well. In this paper we able to attempt close to 10 questions, and this happens because I pick a wrong one. Okay, so I do not just solve first and then I came in front of you people after solving. No, I just did one thing. I just scanned for 5 minutes, pick some sets, put it there in the set, and then I solved with you in front of you people. So this problem that I said, that if you pick a wrong set, you lose your time. Also, we can see that we are already has exhausted the time limits. Okay, so here how we can score well in LRDI sections. Now let's discuss. If anyone has any specific doubt or questions, please raise your issue. Okay, great. No one has any doubt or issue. So let us discuss a little bit about how to strategize our CAT examination so that we can do well. So the one thing that in general we strategy that how we should attempt the paper, but it is not possible because sections are already fixed. That first you have to attempt the VA, second you have to attempt LR and DI, third you will get to attempt the QA. Okay, so order is something we cannot change. Now I won't say anything about VA. For LRDI, The best strategy, which I told you earlier, is what? First, scan the paper, give 5 minutes definitely for this. Read a little bit about each set. Do not just look and pick the set like I picked and I made a wrong choice and it hurt me. Okay. So read and scan the test paper, pick up the three sets which you need to attempt, and also prioritize that which you supposed to attempt the first one, the one thing. Second thing, uh, in examination you have to ready that something can go wrong. Like I choose the set and I was not able to solve the second set. It took a lot of time. But if I were stuck with this that set, I do not uh, move to the next set. Possibly मैं next वाला set भी नहीं कर पाता. ठीक है ना? So if you choose something and it goes wrong, you must be ready to quit. You have to move to the next set. If you get further time, you can go back to that set which you have already solved. Okay. So this is do not stuck. Okay, this is very important. The third thing is now there is one thing before even this LRDI and VA is like if you have write mock earlier, if you have wrote the mock test papers earlier, with many students that this it happens that while they reaching up to the QA section, okay, most of their energy has been exhausted. They are already tired, and sometimes if some of the sections has gone wrong, the implications you can see on the QA sections. So this is one very important and key point, that you must have energy to stay with the paper for 2 hours. This is very important. Right now, you leave left with just 1 week. So do one thing very clearly for the next 6 days. Every day at the same time of your examination. Suppose your slot is morning 8:30 to 10:30. Okay. So sharp at 8:30, start the mock and solve till 10:30 continuously. Okay, do not take any kind of break. Keep your phone silent or switch off the phone for 2 hours. Ask your parent do not disturb you for next 2 hours. Do not take breakfast or anything others to eat during the examination, or you can say the mock test. Take your test full seriously like it's your examination. And yes, believe me, I'm not saying this for taking more tests or learning new things, but I'm telling you this for having, or you can say having the stamina to stand an examination for 2 hours without having any trouble. Okay, so 6 days, six mock test papers, whatever they are, like wherever you can get, whichever mock they are, it does not matter. The most important thing is that you must have habit of sitting 2 hours without moving your chair, without having any kind of disturbance, and without exhausting your energy. So this is the one thing you need, like write mock every single day for the next 6 days. Okay, that is the one thing. The second thing, do not get demoralized by your score, because if you look at the actual cat examination or you look at the mock test papers, you will find there is a great difference between the two things. The actual examinations are much easier than the mock test. Okay, so do not lose your morale. Okay, keep it up, and whatever happens in examination will decide. Your score in mock is not gonna decide anything. Okay, so do not get demoralized by the mock. If you are scoring well in mock, then it's very good, no issue. Okay, so this is the second point. And the third point you need to take care is uh, writing tests, writing mock. And apart from this, like test papers are for learning. Mock test papers are for learning, not to fight. Okay, generally in general when students comes to us, so what we say is that write a mock test paper. Okay, And after writing the mock test papers, once you get the score, do not look at the solution, solve test paper again, give the 6 hours instead of 2 hours to the test papers, and try to solve the other questions which you were not able to solve earlier. This was for the learning phase. Okay. Now you are not in the phase of, you can say, learning or building your uh, brain or whatever, but right now you are in examination phase. So what is the best strategy is, once you write the mock, once you get the score, open the solution. Okay. And then look at the questions, both put side by side, one side solution, other side questions, and look at the question first you have made wrong. Then look at the questions which you are not able to attempt, but see one thing only, is there something which you can learn from the question, or just it is an half a page or full page solution. If there's a question which is half page or full page solution, definitely you should leave. But if there is some important thing or some important logic in that question, due to which question can be solved in a line or two, learn that thing and note down all those new things which you gained within the next 1 week. Okay. And just look at those things before going into the examination once, and that will be all done. Okay, so these are the three key points which you can keep in your mind, and that will help a lot. Okay, apart from this, you can do one more thing, which is the fourth and the very important point, like do some meditation for 5 minutes. Okay, I'm not saying कि ध्यान में चले जाओ, योगी बन जाओ. Okay, so I'm just saying, so to meditate for 5 minutes, and this you should do even before getting into the actual examination. Okay, so why this will be helpful for you to uh, take away from your worries. Okay, so more you are away from your worries, the better will your performance is. Many students are get demoralized that they are scoring less, like 60%, 70 percentile, 40 percentile, 50 percentile, and their aims are high. So this examination almost have no meaning to them. Like their target is going into the IIMs, or you can say the top B schools, but their scores is 40, 50 percentile. So this examination is futile. We just have to write the exam in next session. So this is just for fun, or you can say just जाकर देख रहे हैं type से. So this is not the case, because actual examination is much, much, much different from the real one, from the mock test papers. I still remember when I used to write a mock before my first CAT examination. I never managed to score 70 or 80 percentile. I always score less than that, because uh, I never managed to score, you can say, 2 to 5 marks in English. It was very poor. I only managed to score somehow in QA and very little at LRDI. But when I find the real examination, my score was like this. It was QA, and this was LRDI, and this was English. These were the three sections in my first CAT examination. Before that, I never managed to score good in any of the mock test papers. Okay, so mock test papers are not the judge, one thing, and you cannot have the same feeling in the mock test paper which you have in examinations. So the type of concentration you are having in examination is very different from the mock test paper. Okay, so do not get demoralized by your mock test paper scores. Just put 100% of your efforts, whether you have already decided to go into the next year. Okay, so these are the tips you can use before the um, examination. It is not about the section. Okay, so these are the 4 points we discussed. uh, okay, now let's talk about the sections. So we have already talked about LR and DI. Okay, so scan test paper first, one thing. Second thing, uh, be ready for leave a set, even you have choose some sets. Okay, and try to observe set more rather than try to solving. Just do not jump into the set, like you have limited amount of time. So whatever set you get first, start involving that set is not a right one. because sometimes if you stuck with a set, you're stuck with the examination, not just section. Okay. Now, the third section is QA. What I can tell you about QA is that first, solve the set, solve the test in stages. Okay. You still have a week to develop this kind of strategy. Like when I solve, what is my strategy? Let me share my strategy. So first, uh, I started a set. I started the QA section. I start reading the questions. I do not use pen and paper most of the time. So I started reading the questions. The question I found which I can solve orally, or I can solve within a 1 or 2 lines. I keep on solving, and the question I found, this is something I can solve, but it needs little bit of time. The first is, you can say, the sitter or oral type of questions, or one liner. I solve immediately. The question which I think this may be bit difficult, it may take some time, I mark them for review. Okay. And the third type of question which I observe there, which I find that these are difficult, or sometimes I don't know how to solve these questions, I leave this question unmarked or unattempted. Okay. In this way, I move from first question to end, or you can say up to the 26th question. Once I reach the end, okay, I generally find I have solved close to 50% of questions, 50 to even 60% of question in a very first round. For you people, you are student, this may be little bit difficult, but definitely you would be still solve 8 to 10 questions just by looking at the questions, just by observing the questions. They are very easy type of questions. Okay. So in the first round, go these questions, then again start from first question into the second round, look at the questions which you have marked, start solving them. Okay. Once you are done with your marked questions, you are again to the question number 26. Now if you left some time, okay, if you left with some time, go to the type 3 questions which you initially left unattempted or unmarked, try to solve them. If you do not get any time, so that is all you can do. So here was all from my end. Now, if you people has any query or questions, please tell me.
Do we have any questions? I don't think we have any questions, sir.
Okay. So thank you very much to all of you people to attending this session.
Thank you so much, sir, for taking out the time and coming today, helping us all out understand CAT and how to attempt CAT better. We hope to see you again in the future. Thank you so
Okay.
much.
Thank you very much. Okay. So I'm leaving here. Bye.
Sure, sir. Thank you.